Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. We've made it to the weekend. It is Saturday. Our teacher for this week is Rumi, and the title of today's message is Your willingness to feel everything always leads you back to feeling the wholeness that is your soul. So if you're ready, let's get into today's message. Somebody, good morning. Happy Saturday. Great seeing you. There is a profound truth woven into the tapestry of our emotional landscape. The willingness to feel everything ultimately leads us back to experiencing the inherent wholeness that resides within our soul. This journey of self-discovery, however, often begins in the most unexpected of places, our wounds. Rumi says, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." The wound is the place where the light enters you. This is always where the work starts, dealing with our wounds. Bringing healing to the scared and wounded parts of ourselves helps us understand how even our worst parts have always been fighting like hell to try and keep us alive. During this journey, Rumi's words can almost be felt physically, how those wounds become a place where the light enters. Charlene, good morning. Happy Saturday to you. The next thought from Rumi is, when you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. When you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. If operating from our soul is so clearly a better way of being, what is it that keeps us from simply being in that soul-connected space all of the time? The answer is just the same as in the first quote, the scared parts inside of us. Whenever any scared part of us becomes activated, its voice inside of us grows incredibly loud, just the same as with anything that experiences fear. Our scared parts will always draw our attention away from our soul until we heal their fears and lower their volume. Rumi says, "These pains you feel are messengers. Listen to them." The next thought from Rumi is, "Be full of sorrow, that you may become a hill of joy. Weep so that you may break into laughter." Have you overcome your fear of feeling yet? Because this invitation of Rumi is to feel fully. He says, be full of sorrow. Because what that will lead to if you allow the sorrow to be felt is becoming a hill of joy. He says, weep. If tears are what is calling, let the tears come so that you may break into laughter. Yet we have such a fear of experiencing these feelings. It is a coping mechanism many of us have learned from an early age to close our hearts to the feelings that scare us. Mostly from witnessing or experiencing trauma in our younger environments, it became clear that certain things were not safe to feel, so we closed up, but also became stuck. You can learn to feel again. Everything you feel is a messenger that you can learn to interpret and discover the freedom that lies on the other side of your willingness to be with it. It is when you have overcome the fear of feeling that you experience how your willingness to feel everything always leads you back to feeling the joy and the wholeness that is your soul. Today's meditation is called Come to Your Senses, and it's a very simple exercise in feeling and allowing whatever experience is there to be felt. If you're ready, you can close your eyes We'll float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Take a deep breath in. And out. A deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And let it go. A deep inhale. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and even drop your head. Our journey today is checking in with this body as a very simple exercise in allowing this body feel whatever experience it's having. We'll start right now by checking in with the various parts of this body. So with your next exhale, as your body softens, bring your attention to your forehead, to the space between your eyes. Do you sometimes find yourself carrying a frown there? And when you do you remind yourself that you're busy carrying something you don't need to carry? Do you then soften and put it down? With your next exhale, as your body softens, bring your attention to the area in and around your mouth. Do you perhaps sometimes grind your teeth? Or find that you're pressing your tongue hard into the roof of your mouth? Or your jaw muscles clenched tightly? And if you perhaps find that happening from time to time, what is the conversation you're having with this body? Do you let this body know that it is safe? It is in a safe space and it would be okay to soften. With your next exhale, as your body softens, bring your attention to your shoulders, neck and shoulders. Do you sometimes suffer from tight shoulder muscles? Perhaps your shoulders pulled up tightly. It can sometimes feel like we're pulling our shoulders almost level with our ears. When you find that, do you remind yourself to take a few big breaths? Soften, roll out those tight shoulders. Let whatever you're carrying roll off. With your next exhale, as your body softens, bring your attention to your stomach area, to your abdominal muscles specifically. This is the place where tension hides most effectively. Tight abs, tight stomach muscles. And it doesn't just influence the abs. It influences the contractions of our stomach itself. And when you notice you're carrying tension there, do you have a conversation with this body? Do you let this body know that it is safe? And that it would be safe to soften and put down what it's carrying? Lastly, bring your attention to your legs and your arms, specifically your hands. Tightly balled fists, that's another one. Another place where we can carry tension without realizing. Are your hands right now loosely, half open, lying relaxed in your lap? We'll take the last few breaths of this phase together, continuing to help our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down for the rest of our journey. Take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left, forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. Lean into those back muscles. Gently, gently lean into the edges. And then lean your upper body to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least becoming as present as we possibly can be for the moment, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of this journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, let's take these next few big breaths together. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips into your body and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, take a moment to really welcome yourself to this body, this vehicle. Perhaps even wrap your arms around this body and say, "Hello, body. I really love having you." Take your next big breath. Our journey of the senses starts at the top and then works its way through our body. So the first stop is our eyes. For this exercise, we don't open them, we keep them closed. But the question is, if you were to open your eyes, what would be an obvious thing that you would see? And now with your eyes closed, as you take your next big breath, study this obvious object. See it from all of its angles, find all of its texture. Take your next big breath. Then we'll change gears with your next big breath as you dive deep into you. What would be a not so obvious object? Something for which it might take you a moment to look around and find. Something hidden in a corner, something small, something that's behind something else. Then as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, study this less obvious object. See it from all of its angles. Find all of its texture and all of its color. Take your next big breath. Notice the simplicity in simply observing, allowing your eyes to give you whatever experience they're having. Rumi's message to us today is that we can find that same simplicity in our inner senses too. We can learn how to observe the things we feel in a very similar way. Simply see what is there. Let's keep practicing. We'll take a step down to our ears and what we can hear. And when you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, listen to the most obvious sound around you right now. Listen deep into that sound. See if you're able to find different vibrations in this obvious sound. Take your next big breath. Let's change gears, and this time search for the faintest sound you can find. And as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, then zoom in to that faint sound. See how much of it you can hear. Take your next big breath. Notice the simplicity in simply hearing what is there. Rumi's message to us today is we can apply this same simplicity to everything we experience, not in trying to diminish what we're feeling, but in allowing all of it to be felt, while we are the witness to what is being felt. We take another step down to your nose and what you can smell, and for the next 2 stops, smell and taste. Change your breathing to whatever it needs to be to help you smell and taste. These ones are not so easy, because you don't have something on hand to take a smell or a taste of. But let's try with your next big breath. As you dive deep into you, see if you can find any obvious smell right now. Take your next big breath. I know that this is a difficult one, but let's do it one more time with your next big breath as you dive deep into you. See if you're able to find any other smell, anything besides the first obvious smell. Take your next big breath. Notice the simplicity in simply taking a smell, seeing what's there. Rumi's reminder to us today is that we can apply this same simplicity to all of our inner experiences too. He says when we are able to hold a space for everything to be felt, then we become more of who we really are. He says, be full of sorrow. When sorrow is what's calling to be felt, feel it. Be full of sorrow so that you may become a hill of joy. Rumi says, weep, let the tears flow, so that you may break into laughter. We will continue to practice feeling what is there to be felt, so that we may become really good at being whole. The next step is your mouth, your taste buds, and what you can taste. And for this one, you need an extra dose of curiosity, because there's nothing to taste but whatever's in the air or the inside of your mouth. Be curious anyway. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, see what's there. Can you taste anything right now? Take your next big breath. And then we'll do it one more time. Bring along that curiosity and see if you can find any other taste. Take your next big breath. We've got one more stop, the surface of your skin. As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, scan the surface of your skin and see where is the most obvious sensation. And as you dive into that obvious sensation, find the different kinds of pressure and sensation there. Take your next big breath. Then one more time we'll change gears, search the surface of your skin for the slightest sensation. Where can you perhaps just feel fabric rest on skin? Or perhaps even feel the air touch the skin on your face. Take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel how softness slips in and settles in every part of your body. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you these few thoughts from Rumi one more time. He says, "The wound is the place where the light enters you. And for that reason, don't shy away from the wounds. Give them space. Hold them in a space of love." Rumi says, when you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. Which is the part of you that has the capacity to hold a space for wounds, to take a look at what is there without turning away? That is your soul. When you're operating from your soul, tending to the wounds become easy. Rumi says, these pains you feel, they are messengers. Learn to listen to them. When we learn to listen to those pains from the level of our soul, then it's a very simple matter to not let those pains control us, but just listen to them. To not put the wounded inner child in the driver's seat, but just tend to those wounds. Rumi promises that as we get better at creating space for all of this, we will become more of who we really are. He says, be full of sorrow, so that you may become a hill of joy. He says, weep, so that you may break into laughter. It is when you have overcome the fear of feeling that you experience how your willingness to feel everything always leads you back to feeling the joy and the wholeness that is your soul. The truth is that when we allow ourselves to feel everything, we become more whole. If there are things we are trying to avoid, we are robbing ourselves of wholeness. If there are parts of ourselves that we are at war with and trying to push away, how can we be whole? And wholeness comes from our soul, the part of us that has arms strong enough to hold even the most painful parts. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for this body and all of its sensory experiences. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the outer senses that tell me something about the world around me. Rumi says, learn to listen to them. He doesn't say, believe them necessarily, but still learn to listen. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for my inner senses that tell me something about the world inside me. And again, Rumi's advice is learn to listen to them. He doesn't say believe everything they say, but learn to listen and hold and tend to those tears. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning that wholeness only happens if I can hold a space for every part of me. And learning that, quite obviously, the part of me that can hold that space is my soul. And of course I will be whole if I am embodying my soul. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for being on this journey with us today. Thank you for learning how to hold a space for every part of you and not be in a war with any part of you. Thank you, Charlene. Have a beautiful Saturday. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Sunmari. Enjoy your Saturday. And Nella, a very good morning. Lovely seeing you. Wishing you a beautiful Saturday. See you all soon. Ciao, ciao.